Welcome back. Welcome back to the what? Slasher Siblings podcast. I'm your co-host Cicely.
I'm your host Hayden.
And today we're talking about Slaughterhouse. 2023, PG-13, an hour and 33 minutes, and it got a 4.7 out of 10 on IMDb. Emily Young, a senior, wants to be elected as her sorority's president. She adopts a cute sloth, thinking it can become the new mascot and help her win, until a string of fatalities implicate the sloth as the main suspect of the murders.
So this wasn't an awful movie.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't
great.
Yeah, it wasn't the best movie I've ever seen.
I would be lying if I said that I didn't have a few times that I was wondering like how much longer the movie was gonna go.
Same. I was like, oh my god, this is still going.
But it wasn't awful. So all in all,
Could have been worse.
it was half decent.
Yeah, it was like, I feel like if you would have taken out the parts about the sloth and like made it an actual like chick flick, it would have been really good. Like the acting was good, the girl, like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't too cheesy.
Some of the acting
And
was good.
the texts and like the stuff coming up on the screen was cool. Whatever, doesn't matter. Question from last week. What is the name of the sequel to Ridley Scott's Alien? Answer: Aliens. With an
There
S.
you go, with an S, plural. If you got that, then great job. If not, better luck next time. Maybe this next question you'll get it. So, let's get into the movie here. So, to start off, that was certainly an interesting way to open the movie.
Yeah.
The alligator grabbing
Uh-huh.
the sloth and it ripping it open. It seems
Starts out
like
with a bang, I'd say.
I don't know how the alligator would die from from those specific scratches, because those didn't seem very deep. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy, but it just seemed like
Not that serious.
not that serious. Yeah, but maybe they were. Who knows?
I don't
The
know. I'm
alligator's
no
dead.
fucking expert.
I'm not either. The social media pop-ups are pretty cool. Pop up,
Yeah.
this is
Like,
this person,
pops up on the screen.
800 followers.
It like floats in the air by the person, but you
Yeah.
can see it. I think that part's cool.
That was pretty cool. I like that they had something funny to say underneath it, but it also told them like how many followers they had.
Yeah.
So like how popular they were or whatever. Because, that matters. Then we get to the, I guess, sorority house or whatever, and there's always that bitch. And like every sorority, it seems
It's always
like
that bitch.
every time that it's in a movie that there's some sorority, there's always a character who's a bitch to everybody.
Yeah. I forget her name. Emily? No.
Brianna.
Emily was the nice one.
Emily was the nice one. But it always seems like there's always one person who's a bitch, and they're like some sort of leader or something.
Yeah.
Regina George.
Don't even get me started on Mean Girls.
There you go. But the character development for her was pretty good.
Mhm.
She was a bitch, and then she turned into a friend again, because I guess they used to be friends. But
Yeah.
Zenny kind of got on my nerves a little bit. By the end of the movie, she didn't, but like
Yeah.
right at the beginning, she was kind of getting on my nerves a bit.
Too much.
Yeah, too much. But Zenny breaking into the room was kind of funny. She
Hitting the kid.
She came in with the fucking sword and she just kicked the dude in the nuts.
I know.
Like
I was
not
like,
knowing
nice.
who he was. It's like, no, this is Tyler. Oh.
Oh.
The Tyler. Sorry, I'm just gonna give you two a minute. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, I thought that was funny too.
But right in the beginning, when you first meet Zenny, she was a little much.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
like, for a couple scenes after that, she was too much. But later in the movie, like the last half, she was okay. And then so at the mall, that guy with the sloth seemed really nice.
Yeah, he did.
You know, like
At
talking to
first.
Emily, he seemed real nice at first, but then we get to the scene that I want to talk about, and he's just not.
Yeah, dude.
He threw the spoon at the sloth.
That's why you don't trust men.
Or just don't trust poached animals. I
Both.
guess. Both. Yeah, so it was probably deserved that he got killed by the sloth.
Oh yeah, I wasn't like when the sloth killed that dude. I said, okay, valid.
Yeah. And I just, you didn't really think that he was going to be a dick.
No, well, I kind of like got the vibe
Yeah.
because he's just talking to this young girl, and he seems to be a little older. So it's like, all right, I
That's a
already
little
don't like
weird, yeah.
this. So
It's definitely strange, but
you can just assume all men are probably. I just looked him up and down. I didn't even mean to do that.
thanks, sis.
Okay, I'm not talking about my family when I say all men, okay? I'm not talking about the Culver men. The rest of you, yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
The sloth's first kill, which, like we just said, wasn't
It's like-
terribly
Yeah.
upsetting.
No, it was like, okay. If I
Alright,
was
well,
that sloth in that position, I would have killed the guy too.
Probably.
Because
Yeah.
wasn't he drugging the sloth? But that's what I got from that scene. Maybe
Yeah, I think that's what the pills were.
think he drugged the sloth. I think
I don't
that's
think
why
they were
he was a
ever
murderer.
explained what the drugs were specifically.
I don't think it matters because I think whatever drug you give a sloth,
Yeah, that's true.
it's just gonna.
But
fuck
I didn't
it
know
up.
if that was like to kill some sort of disease or to make it.
No, it was to fucking crack him out. You remember like Hangover when they're in Bangkok? So it would have been 2. And he
Yeah.
drugs the chickens because they only eat cocaine and chicken. That's what it made me think of.
I couldn't tell if it was like some pill to kill like some disease or something, or to make it docile, maybe. I wasn't sure what the pill was doing because it didn't really explain it. You could just
Well,
assume.
sloths are already pretty chill.
Yeah, you could
Right?
assume that the pills were
To like,
make it
Crack him.
docile.
no, I assumed that they were to make him crack out because did you see how fast he moved in the whole movie?
Yeah, that was off the pills.
Maybe it was like
It was to
he was already a crazy sloth.
yes,
So the pills were.
and to make him docile.
Well, they didn't explain. We just have theories.
Yes.
All right. I don't know.
But like I said, I assumed the pills were just to make him docile, and I mean, like, look what it did to the girl. He put 4 of them in there, and she fell on the ground. It probably would have taken a minute. It wouldn't have been instant as soon as it touched her mouth.
Crazy.
But so if he would have, if the the sloth would have taken the pills, it would have made it docile.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we kind of have to go off of, just based off of what we've seen the pills do. Anyway, the sloth kills the dude, which is not terribly upsetting, and she just walked in and just took the sloth. Just walked in, grabbed it, and then saw a tiger and left. I probably would have ran out of there just as fast if I saw the shadow of a tiger in some dude's house and you can't find the dude. But I don't know, even if it was a poached animal, I don't know how I would feel about just taking it, because they didn't get their money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Either you stole it, or you stole it from a criminal mastermind. So you either got the police or the mafia coming after you, and I don't want either. So I don't know if I would
What's worse?
Yeah, what's worse? I don't know if I would just grab the sloth and walk away and leave like she did, but to each their own. Plus, I guess he was dead, so there was no real worry for her, but still. Then there's the question of how did I had this burning question on this the whole movie. How did Zenny get the pills?
Huh? That is a burning question, isn't it?
She said that she found it in the crowd when I obviously ran through the box or whatever.
Oh.
But like, how did the pills get in the box?
Maybe she took them?
She grabbed the sloth and walked out.
Oh.
Not to mention.
Maybe she went back in and grabbed the box and put the pills in.
But why did she grab the pills?
I don't know, Hayden.
She just saw random drugs and grabbed them and left?
You wouldn't?
No, I wouldn't. But you walk in, you saw this little pill bottle, and then you're just like, yeah, this looks okay. And took it?
Might as well take it just in case.
But then when she threw the box, right? She wouldn't remember that if she took the pills to grab them out of the box instead of just the sloth. You see?
It's too much for me to think about right now.
But like, that just didn't make sense how
make
Zenny
sense.
got the pills, but whatever. And then the sloth was just using the computer. Is it? I'm
I
guessing.
mean, we don't know that much about sloths. No one ever said they couldn't use a computer.
I guess. But like, is
You can
it
drive
just...
a car too.
Yeah, that's coming up later as a burning question as well. But it's just this she is just like this hyper intelligent sloth.
Yeah.
That can just get on and use a mouse.
Yeah.
And figure out how to
No bigs.
work Facebook, or I guess Instagram. That
Hey
was
guys.
the movie's version of Instagram, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
that was funny, dude.
It was funny, but it was just so far fetched. And then the sloth Alpha. I don't think does the sloth got the name already?
Alpha.
Yeah.
And
So
it's a
Alpha
girl.
got the first kill, or not first kill, but first kill in the sorority house. And she kind of deserved it too, for doing what that chick said and just like taking it outside and just like gonna let it get struck by lightning.
Yeah. Rude.
You kind of deserved that one.
Valid.
Valid.
I'm Team Sloth.
Yeah,
again.
that was another one that was like, okay.
Again, I'm Team Sloth.
The campaign montage and the kill montage that was kind of like mushed together was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Kind of sick.
Yeah, and it was like 11 days or 14 days or 11
Yep.
days till
Till the election.
and
I
it
thought that
showed
was
like the
cool.
sloth kill somebody. And it was like
going on
9
on a
days. and it was-
rampage.
Yeah, that was actually kind of cool.
Again, Team Sloth.
Team Sloth and Brianna or whatever when they were playing dodgeball fell into the sloth poop. She
Yeah.
she started freaking out.
Good for her.
Yeah, good for her. She deserved that one.
For sure.
The then it's awful, but like just how Madison got smacked by the car.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's awful, don't get me wrong, but it was also like funny at the same time.
It was so funny.
And Alpha just like grabbed her phone and was like, "Go get it. Go get go get your phone."
sloth just knew what a phone was.
And threw it to where the car just came speeding by in front of a sorority house on a college campus and just smacked the hell out of her.
Good timing.
It just seemed like that was definitely like a movie writing
Oh yeah.
setup. You know, I mean, obviously it's a movie, but it was like so exaggerated that it could only happen in a movie,
I don't
kind
know.
of thing.
That might happen in real life.
In a college campus,
Yeah.
that a sloth threw her phone
Yes.
and set up this death
Yes.
for her to go to the hospital.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it will.
Watch.
But then Sloth kills in the bathroom, the girl in the bathroom, shoves that, what are those things called, the spongy things, the pink thing she had in her mouth.
Pink spongy thing in her mouth?
Yeah, it's not like a loofah, but it was like the ball. Mom had one always hanging from the,
That's a loofah.
is it? The ball one?
Like, it's like a sponge that you put soap on and wash your... That's a loofah.
Okay, I don't know what the
What
hell
were
it's
you
called.
thinking of? What do you think a loofah is?
I thought the loofah was like the longer one.
No,
It was
loofah's
like a log.
like a ball sponge.
Okay, well, whatever it is.
Anyway,
And then the sloth has another kill on top of the other 14 that no one seemed to notice yet. I mean, I guess people are noticing. Like,
he's kind
where's
of good at this.
they're posting on their Facebook or Instagram
oh my
or whatever.
god, where's Stacy?
Where's this chick at? Like, does no one go looking for these people? And I guess the sloth typed out on
Hey guys!
yeah, on one of the girls' social media and said, "Oh, I moved away." In the middle of a school year, she
Right.
just moved away.
Not telling anybody, leaving all your stuff.
Yeah, just moved. And nobody went into that room ever again? Just out
Guess
of sight,
not.
out of mind, I guess. Then, right shortly after that, the house is just like a cult. They're in the
Oh yeah,
red
their
robes and dark
they were
and
doing
candlelight.
a what's it called? Initiation.
Initiation, yeah, for the election or whatever. But
It's very like Pitch Perfect coded. Have you
Yes,
seen that scene in Pitch Perfect?
I've seen
Sing
the
your
whole
name.
movie. Yeah.
Sing,
Yes.
Cicely.
And it was just very cultish the way they were acting.
Yeah, I agree.
And they acted like, I don't know, just that they were picking a house president. Like that like, what does that actually mean?
Like, what do they actually do?
Right.
Who actually cares?
Like, these girls apparently
I guess.
cared enough to get a killer sloth.
Hey, she didn't know it was killer at the time. It was really cute, and honestly, would have done the same thing.
I would have grabbed a sloth too,
Yeah,
but
period. Aren't they violent in real life? Are they
No.
supposed to be?
I don't know.
Maybe that was just
I mean, they are actually slow in real life.
a rumor I heard.
Probably. Koalas are violent.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. Let me Google that real quick.
And the koalas are very violent in real life.
Maybe that's
but
what I was thinking about.
sloths, I've never heard anyone getting attacked by a sloth.
Sloths are not a threat to humans,
See,
but sloth bites are nasty.
they're probably like nasty
Maybe.
as in gross.
As in, you'll get infected
Yeah.
if you get bit by a sloth.
And koala bears have chlamydia, so
Ew.
there was a Theo Vaughn
No
joke
way.
about that. I'll tell it to you later.
Okay. Oh yeah, koala bears, chlamydia.
So, the whole thing about this whole election thing is that she just would have lost if she didn't show up for the election. Like, what did it?
Well, maybe she had to be present.
I mean, maybe, but like, it just seems weird that if she wouldn't have shown up for the election thing, she would have. She was worried about losing.
Do you think if the presidents were being elected and one of them didn't show up, they would lose?
They don't show up to anything.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Whatever.
They're in completely different states.
Meh. I like to think otherwise.
I'm pretty sure when Trump won, he was in Florida.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
So they're just winning from their homes?
Pretty much. They'll win from anywhere.
Oh, whatever. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm all like, no sleep right now.
But like, I didn't understand how like they were all worried. And it's not like she won by like 2 flowers or something. Or like her flower.
Maybe
that
it's
she
a
put in.
sorority thing.
Maybe.
Maybe they have to be there.
Maybe.
You don't know, Hayden.
I
Have
don't.
you been in a sorority?
Yeah.
Shut up.
yeah. I just thought it was weird, but I guess we'll never know
We'll
because
never
that
know.
was not explained
That's a
either.
freaking mystery.
That's a freaking mystery. And then shortly after this, the sloth can drive?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Did he have a license? Question mark?
Did he have a license? But he was also sitting like below the wheel. How did he see over it?
How did his foot touch the pedal?
And see over the wheel at the same time.
And how did he steer with? Like he has no, like,
no thumbs. Yeah. I don't know. That's also another burning question. And then the cop tried to pull her over. And she was just gone.
Gone. She's very fast. She was a very speedy little girl.
Yeah. Which sloths are slow, so I don't know. And then Emily won the sorority the house president. And everyone was excited because Brianna was a bitch.
A bitch. A bzitch.
Yeah. And so Brianna goes upstairs to find that one chick, Alyssa, I think her name was.
I think.
And she starts screaming because she's dead. And then Emily, for some reason, decided to go upstairs.
Yeah.
And then heard Brianna screaming. Found out that she was being attacked by Alpha. So she goes into the room, right, and smacks Alpha off of her head. But instead of going through the open door that she just came through and like back downstairs to where everyone else is, they just go and get trapped into the bathroom. That didn't make sense to me at all either. It instead of just like turning back around in the exact place you just came from, you went over here to where there's not really an exit, where this other girl died. Where obviously the sloth was able to get into.
Yeah.
Just seemed backwards to me. And then they were talking in the bathroom, and she's like, Emily is like freaking out, like, what do I do? Blah, blah, blah. And then Brianna was just like, you're a terrible person. Yes, Emily is the terrible person.
Correct.
That's correct.
So right.
You're not a terrible person
not at
or
all.
anything.
Nope.
You're a perfect person, Brianna. It was just funny how she was like, oh, this is your fault. You're an awful person, blah, blah, blah.
Sorry if you guys
she's like
just heard me
taking
burp.
no blame for herself. Really, you were the terrible person
Period.
for the whole movie. And then, so they like get weapons or whatever to go stop Alpha, and Brianna just runs away. You were this hard ass bitch the whole movie, and now you're just running away.
Bye.
The sloth.
Bye bye. Can't handle a little sloth.
But Emily smacks her right out the window. It killed me when she smacked it like a baseball and it just went flying out the window. It absolutely killed me. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was good.
And then somehow the sloth went from through the window and outside, got back inside, went to the showers and just like murdered everyone in one fell swoop.
Yeah. Period. Team Sloth.
Oh, and like the doors were chained shut. That was like,
You don't think that fucking sloth has the fucking power to open the chains? To cut the chains?
but listen, she didn't. So I want to know what her route was to get back inside.
A window crawling up the walls?
But listen, what good was that chain even gonna do? Did you see how she put it on?
Yeah.
She like made a circle with it, put it on, and closed the lock. She didn't even like tighten it. Just like she like tied a bow.
Sister.
She like tied a bow in it and then put it on and locked it.
She tied a bow.
And then like when they went to the door later, or when she went to the door later, it was like there was 2 loops around the doorknobs, and then there was this giant loop.
You could have just boop.
You could have just opened the door.
Especially a sloth.
Yeah, especially a sloth.
Fit right through that crack.
If anyone wanted through the door, they could have just walked up and opened it. The lock did nothing. You shouldn't tighten it down and then locked it.
Valid for sloth to get in and kill.
Valid for sloth, yeah. And then Emily's realization of Mayflower. She's just like, I stuck around hoping you would make me president. She's like, why?
Yeah.
Basically, it's just the question. She's like, why would you do that? That's psychotic.
Stupid. Yeah.
You're weird.
Yeah. That was weird. She said she stole socks. I was like, what?
Just so I could feel cool.
I was like, shut up.
How does socks make you feel cool? And stealing them from 20-something-year-old girls.
You creep.
Weirdo. And then apparently Zenny lived, which I kind of liked her by the end.
Yeah.
She wasn't as annoying by the end. Her voice kind of bothered me a little bit.
It was weird, right?
Yeah. And then Zenny had this big, like, Old West samurai battle with Alpha.
Yeah.
And she like she was throwing the knives at it, and then she swung the sword at its head, and it like did a split.
Yeah.
Did you see that? And it just, I don't know, that was a silly fight. But then Zenny stabbed Alpha and killed Alpha.
Yep.
Or tried. Because about 15 seconds later, Alpha got back up and started attacking bitches again. But Zenny stabbed Alpha, and Alpha impaled Zenny at the same time. But then, somehow, Madison showed up and just shot Alpha. Because I thought she was, like, almost, like, damn near in a coma.
Yeah.
In the hospital. To where she couldn't really walk or do anything. Or breathe without that machine, apparently. But now there she is, standing in the house. Fine.
No problem.
And shooting.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you were weak enough, that's going to knock you on your ass.
It's going to break your arm.
But, okay. Alright, so Madison shot Alpha. And then they, like, attacked it more. Or no. She shot Alpha, and then they were leaving, and they got to the door, and she was like, I have to go back. And then the boyfriend, Tyler, was just, why? It's a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Like, the delivery on that...
It's a slaughterhouse.
The delivery on the line was terrible.
Terrible.
But, like, the way he said it was funny.
So stupid.
It's a slaughterhouse. But, like, the delivery of that whole line was just bad.
Stupid.
And then what was actually funny about that scene was just, like, everyone else was like, oh, Tyler. That was so bad.
Oh, Tyler.
That was bad. He's like, what? Slaughterhouse? Like, no, we get it. We get it. It just wasn't a very good joke. And then she goes back, right? And she starts fighting with Alpha. And Alpha's choking her and everything. And then Alpha lets her go. And she falls onto the floor. My burning question at this moment is, why is Emily crawling? She didn't
Yeah, I don't
break an
know.
ankle
I don't
or
know.
anything.
Maybe just to be like sneaky.
I don't know. But she crawls over to the gun, and as soon as she grabs the gun, she stands up.
Yeah.
Fine.
Why?
So why did you crawl?
Yeah.
Just stand up, run over, grab the gun, and shoot Alpha.
Yeah.
But no, you had to crawl at a snail's pace
Snail pace.
for 30 seconds.
So
Then,
dumb.
you know, she realizes that she has to take Alpha back home to Panama. And for some weird reason, Alpha said home.
Yeah.
Just a sloth talked and said a
Home.
word.
Home.
Home.
Peace.
E.T.
It's like
phone
E.T.
home.
It's the modern day E.T.
But at least, like, E.T. has their own language. So they have an ability to learn English. This is a sloth. Reese's Pieces. But after, 1 year later, they're back at the college, which I thought that was supposed to be their last year.
It said senior. I don't know. Maybe.
Unless they're back just to spread awareness and they're not actually there
maybe.
for school.
I don't know.
Maybe that wasn't
Dying,
really
burning question. Of the
that
night.
wasn't really explained either. Like why they came back.
Yeah.
Was it for school or was it just to spread the awareness of poached animals? Probably just that.
Probably.
Maybe. I don't know. Didn't tell us. But they all have new attitudes.
New attitude.
Brianna's not a bitch.
Brianna's not a bitch.
And they're all friends again.
And they're all friends again.
Yes.
Period.
And they're alive. Those four. So, one thing that about this scene that kind of bothered me a bit was Brianna saying, "Oh, thank you for saving me." Bitch, you waited a year?
Yeah.
How long did you wait to tell her thank
Why'd you wait so long, you bitch?
You waited a whole year to say thank you for saving me.
Yeah. That's cool.
That's confusing, isn't it?
Yes.
But the attitude adjustment is appropriate for a year later because that doesn't just happen overnight. You gotta, reinvent yourself a bit. So a year later, her being nice makes sense. But there was a funny-ish ending. It wasn't hilarious, but it was kind of like silly, funny. Or talking about like, this is where a bunch of animals and insects are, and like the girl starts walking away, staring at her phone. Which, if you're in a jungle near water, I don't know why you'd be looking at your phone.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, and the alligator just like slithers up, and he's like, "Stop! Don't move!"
Don't move.
And then the alligator swims away, and she turns around, and there's Alpha, who's way more dangerous than that fucking alligator.
Hell yeah, he is.
And
she is.
face to face taking a selfie with it.
Why do I keep thinking Alpha's a boy? It's a girl.
It's a girl.
It's a girly pop.
So yeah, that's the end of the movie.
That's it.
I gave it a 5.
I'm gonna give it a 6
Okay.
because it was pretty entertaining. Stupid, but entertaining.
It was entertaining. It was very silly. A lot of plot holes. The
Plot
acting,
holes?
yeah. Like burning questions.
Is that the word? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the acting wasn't terrible from everyone. There were a couple girls there that were like,
Kinda,
eh.
yeah.
Emily was good.
Emily did a good job.
Brianna did a good job as a bitch.
Yep.
Zenny at the beginning was kind of a bit much, but towards the end she got better. But yeah, it's a movie that you should definitely check out. 'Cause it's fun. It's silly, and it gets funnier the more ridiculous it gets.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
check it out, but
Yeah,
like,
it's on a.
don't expect a serious good movie.
No, don't like go in there like, you know.
Oh, I'm gonna love this
Oh,
movie.
it's gonna be good. I'm gonna watch it all the time. It is on Hulu and YouTube. I think everything's on YouTube,
Probably.
but definitely Hulu. That's where I watched it.
I'm not forgetting. I just don't have any trivia for this one.
Okay, period.
The only two trivia that I could find were like literal facts. Like, this is called a three-toed sloth, but the actual real scientific name is like a brown-throated, three-toed sloth. Blah blah. That was like all I could find.
All right.
And I was like, this is not.
This is dumb.
This is not trivia for a movie.
Yeah.
This is just like telling me what the sloth is.
Okay. That's all right.
But why don't you tell us what the next movie is? It's right behind you.
Well, Split.
Split. Our next movie is going to be Split, and I really enjoy this movie.
Me
So I
too.
can't wait to
It's a good
watch
one.
it again.
I'm looking forward to it.
And this will be our second movie for the S month.
As January month.
We have literally no reason why we did that.
Just did it.
We picked Slaughterhouse, and then we picked Split, and then I just said, why don't we just do S's this one?
Why don't you just do
Why don't we just do
S movie? All right.
it? So go ahead and read that question.
Where?
It would be this one.
Alrighty, guys. This 2010 movie involved unwilling participants in a Nazi doctor's sadistic experiments. Oh!
Yeah, we still have to do that movie eventually.
Oh!
So
Maybe
if
that'll
know
give
the
you a
answer-
hint.
Yeah.
My screaming and the fact that I watched it when I was like 12.
So if you know that answer, put it on the Facebook.
Disgusting.
If you don't, you're gonna give it away.
Sorry. Hint, worse than Tusk.
And if you don't know the answer, then maybe the next question will be for you. So thanks for listening, and if you're still listening,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
And we will catch you next week with Split.
Split. Catch you later.